Welcome to Renewed Day by Day with Pastor Ralph La Rosa. He will continue our series, The Church in These Last Days. We will learn more on how children and adults become aware of the existence of God.
Okay, now there's 4 ways to become, and there's many more, but I'm just going to give you 4 that I found on a really good website that one of our bros, teacher Israel Del Mundo, connected me to, and I thought this is really good. 4 ways. Now he didn't call it God consciousness, but it's the same concept. 4 ways to become aware of the existence of God. What I mean, no gospel. No one's preached the gospel to them. No one's. They don't even have a Bible, and yet they may be isolated somewhere. Maybe they're with parents that never talk about God. Maybe there's atheists or there's some religion that never talks about the God of the Bible. So how could someone like that become aware of the true God? Listen carefully. First of all, through the creation of the universe. The creation of the universe is a revelation from God. It's called general revelation. And Romans 1:20 says God holds us accountable for that. In Psalm 19 it says the heavens declare the glory of God. It says it communicates to us. When you look at the universe, especially today with all of the technology that we have, and the fact that we've had many go to the moon, and Colossians 1:17 tells us that God sustains the universe. When you think of all of the things that God did so we could exist on this planet, when you even understand where the concept of a day and a night, and a week and a year, and all of those things, when you see that, you're responsible. That helps you. Who created this? Where did this come from? Okay? I hope you don't believe in the scientific impossibility that everything we see was created by nothing. That's stupidity. Of course somebody created this. Okay? The second way is through the providence circumstances in your life, in the world. You know, this is one of the most amazing things. I just talked to my grandson early this morning, and back in 2001, he had a 1% chance to live. And I've gone through the work of providence to bring together. This is bigger than a miracle. He brought to people and circumstances and protocols and different things of medicine. He brought it all together to save my grandson. And you didn't even have to have the Bible to know, you know. Even the guy that did the operation on his head, okay? He said, I've saw about 4 miracles in my life. This was one of them. And maybe he's an unbeliever, I don't know. He saw the providence of God in this world. We also see it in the creation of man. If you just study the brain and all of its connections and the DNA and the life-producing processes of biology, how a baby is conceived and how a baby survives in the womb, and then how a baby is born. You say, who created this? We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And then here's the big one. This is the biggest one of all. And this is the one that God will hold you accountable for. The word conscious means with full knowledge. And every time you sin, you lie, you steal, you look with lust, you commit adultery, you murder, you hate someone, your conscience is working. You may suppress it, push it down, but eventually you're going to be held accountable for your conscience. And God is going to reveal it. Every single sin, every secret thing of your whole life, God is going to reveal if you don't trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and let Him pay for those sins. So that is one of the ways I know that a God exists. Somebody had to give me that conscience. Okay? So what do people do with that? What do people do with those things, the creation and the providence of God and the DNA and the creation of man? What do? That? They suppress it. The word suppress means to push it away, to bury it, to close your mind, close your ears to it. They suppress the truth, and God says they're without excuse. Listen to Romans 1:18. Listen carefully. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, women, and children, who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. Listen to this verse. God has made it evident to them, for since the creation of the world, His invisible attributes, His omniscience, His omnipresence, His omnipotence, His everything, the creation of the universe, His invisible attributes, so that they are what? They are without excuse. Okay, let's talk about common grace. For the grace of God, says Titus 2:11, that brings salvation has appeared to all men. But again, what about those people who die before reaching God consciousness? God is always just. All people are condemned at birth, except the Lord Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ died for all people. Therefore, the justice of God is free to save those who never reach God consciousness. And the greatest illustration in the Bible was David's baby who died just in the same week that he was born. And David said, I will go to see him. Why? Because eventually Christ died for him too. And God is just in saving him. Let's talk about gospel hearing. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation to everyone who believes. And it's the same Lord for all. Whoever calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Okay, please don't be offended by this Smart Fools title. It's really an important thing. And by the way, we're going to go a little bit over today in my message because we have communion, and I'll cut the communion message a little bit shorter. We will have communion. We'll do it right. But I want to get this across. This is really an essential, it's a non-negotiable, and it's important. And our young people and youth and adults too, especially when you have a school and a school ministry, we have some people that are really smart. And biblically, and this is not an insulting word actually, they become fools because they listen to the wrong people. So I want to explain this. In Romans 1:22, it says, professing to be wise. And we have so many people today, they have PhDs in so many fields, and they believe in something called evolution, which is the scientific impossibility of nothing creating everything, instead of creation. And professing themselves to be wise, they become fools. This is biblical terminology. It's not mine. This is God Himself. And in Psalm 14:1, I want you to read that verse. It says, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. Same thing with Psalm 53:1. There's other places. And it says you become vile when you do that because you're rejecting your Creator. And this is a very common thing today. And the people that make these statements, many of them are intellectuals, they're university graduates, and they poison the minds of their students. And so we need to fight that. Listen to Romans 1:25. For they exchange the truth of God for a lie. Evolution is a lie. The idea that we came from some primate, that's a lie. They know it's a lie. There's no way. And they worship this concept. They have blind faith. It doesn't even make sense. For they exchange the truth of God for a lie, and they worship the creature. People worship things that God created. Now, of course, primitive people worship animals. They worship the sun. They worship the moon. They worship all kinds of things. But smart people today, they set up these kind of idols in their hearts, in their souls. They're worshiping themselves. They're worshiping other professors or whatever. They're worshiping delusion, the God delusion. And they think that somehow we came here from some big explosion somewhere. And that is so ridiculous. And they're what we call smart fools.
Thank you once again for tuning in to Renewed Day by Day with Pastor Ralph LaRosa. He will continue with the church in these last days and some more essentials of the faith on our next broadcast. Until then, God bless you and stay healthy.